Hi everyone, happy Tuesday! Trin here, aka Trinhtoro, and I create cute artwork of my pets, food, and nature. So today, let's talk about the Canon Pixma Pro 100. So I had an event last weekend on Saturday, and a few days before that, the dreaded B200 error came back. So I think I mentioned in a video last time I was able to resolve that. But this time, I tried everything that I could do, but I could not fix it until, so as I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but anyways, so ink is really expensive. So a full cartridge of a set of 8 for this printer, at least at Staples, which is where I went, sold for $140. Yeah, so it's like, wow, really expensive. Ultimately, I did all of the cleaning tutorials that I could find on Reddit, different forums, on YouTube. I did a deep clean and everything trying to unplug this printer. But with that error, ultimately, what fixed it for me was I bought a new case of the ink cartridge, because what I use is an off-brand by Precision Colors, totally not sponsored or anything, but I've been using them for the past 2 years and I've not had any issues. So, I put the new cartridge in and the printer turned on as normal, and then this time it was actually registering the color. It would go swipe back and forth and all the lights were on. So the B200 error went away, but then I received a new error. It was the 1402. So I think both errors are related to the print head of the computer. So the 1402. Yeah, I spent a few days trying to diagnose that. So at first, I realized, so it's not my ink, so it's the print head. So I took out all the new cartridges of ink, and then I took out the print head itself, followed again all these recommendations. I cleaned the print head at first. I cleaned it with diluted water. I let it sit for like about 30 minutes. That didn't, and then, I tried it off, put it back in, and then some people were recommending that if you kind of take the print head out and kind of just put it back in, try that a couple of times. It might be the positioning of your print head. That didn't work either. And then finally, I took the print head and I soaked it in some Windex for 30 minutes and I let it dry for another good 30 minutes. And then I wiped it off with like rubbing alcohol, let that dry a bit, put the print head back in, and I put my new ink back in. That didn't work, so I pretty much eventually, I kind of gave up on this printer. Um, yeah, because there was really nothing else that I could do. I looked at buying a new print head, but those were quite pricey too, and it looks like Walmart used to sell them, but it's a discontinued product now. And I was looking at a new printer for this 100 or the 1000, which has a larger cartridge for ink, and it was out of stock on their website, the Canon website, and I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, but then the issue is these printers are so finicky, especially with the print head, that I was concerned if I were to buy this printer. One listing was for almost about 400. So if something were to go wrong, I would lose 400 because, it's from Facebook Marketplace. So ultimately, I had my fiance come in and I'm like, I've given up on this printer. I don't know what he can do that I haven't done. So the first thing that he kind of asked me, well, I was showing him the different, like, how to take out the print head and stuff. So I opened the lid over here of the printer, and then I was showing him this piece, the piece that's right above your ink cartridge, and he kind of like played around with it and he just pressed it down, and then there was a clipping noise, and I'm like, I did not realize that it needed to be pressed down that hard in order for it to clip or in position. So once he did that. He ran it on his computer. He did a test print and the error went away, you guys. So I think, I don't know if it was a combination of me needing to clean out the print head because I did have it sit for like maybe a few weeks. Well, okay, a few weeks, and then I received that B200 error, and then I was able to run it again, and then it gave me that error, and this is where we are now. So I don't know. Yeah, but because the recommendation is you're supposed to print this, use the printer, print something every maybe like 60 hours or so, or at least 2 prints every week, which I haven't been doing. So yeah, he was able to print it. So I think it was most likely a human error. But at the same time, the error doesn't really help. So I was looking up what the 1402 error meant, and that's mostly like a print head being clogged. But in this situation, I don't think the print head was clogged. It was the lid that wasn't snapped correctly in. And none of the articles that I looked up indicated that that was a potential issue. So I don't know, you guys. If you were ever to have this issue, try getting a new ink cartridge, a legit one, and then cleaning out your print head. And then in the description, or actually up here, I'll link to the videos that I watched. So what I do is I soaked it in Windex, and then make sure that the top latch of the cartridge where it locks in is actually properly secured. And then, yeah, that fixed my issue, and I was able to print my latest artwork of this fog drawing. Oh, there you go. Yesterday, I was able to print 25 copies of this, and then today, lesson learned, I will be printing every day just to maintain this. Yeah. So, hallelujah, you guys. And that is how I was able to fix this. There's a lot with regards to the print head issue, there's a lot of different ways for you to potentially diagnose it. For me, I just did so much that I can't even really specifically tell you what may have potentially solved my issue. But one of them is definitely, I think the Windex really helped because I cleaned it maybe like out 5 times to eventually where I was running the distilled water over the print head and the water was pretty clear. So I hope this was helpful because I know these printers can be costly. So just remember to do the due diligence of maintaining this printer. Try to print daily if you can, or at least twice a week, so the ink doesn't dry up and get clogged. And I think after this, I'm gonna use up the full legit ink cartridge and see how many prints I can get out of it. For $140, so we'll see how many prints I get, and then I purchased a lot of the off-brand ink, so I'm going to switch back over to that and see if the printer still works. So because I don't think it's because of the ink, it was because of me not printing and not securely latching on that top. So I hope if you have this issue, this provides some insight, and have a good Tuesday, you guys. Next week, I'll post a video about my Lunar New Year event that just happened on Saturday, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. Bye!